Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH The Flame Emperor episode number 98 based on novel. So let's start. I didn't expect to meet a colorful sky-swallowing python here at its peak. It's really good luck. Yimo narrowed his eyes slightly and smiled slightly. Elder Yi, let's do it. This colorful swallowing python has reached its peak strength. I am afraid that it will be extremely unfavorable for our situation if we don't make a move, Xianling King said slowly, looking at the colorful swallowing python in front of him. A chill emerged from the bottom of my heart. I can only use that thing, although it's not mature yet, I can't wait. Then, as soon as he gritted his teeth, a wave of madness emerged in King Xuanling's heart. Do it. King Xianling snorted coldly, and then the two around him started to do it. Facing the attacks of Xianling King, Xianming and Yimo, the seven-colored sky-swallowing python shone with colorful rays of light, and then the figure moved instantly. I don't know why, the colorful swallowing python felt a wave of fear from the Xianling King in front of him. The source of this fluctuation was the fiery red flame on King Xuanling's body. At this time, King Xianling was surrounded by fiery red, and an extremely terrifying wave slowly appeared. Yimo and Xianming attacked the seven-colored sky-swallowing python from left to right. On Yimo's body, a terrifying ice-cold fighting chi emerged, and the traces of ice continued to emerge, and the monstrous aura was undoubtedly on display. On the other side, a red fighting spirit emerged from Xianming's body, and then a dignified expression appeared in his eyes. The strength of this colorful swallowing python is much stronger than him, so Xianming must be extremely careful, otherwise, if he is not careful, he will fall directly. Damn the Medusa family, they are so tenacious. The other leaders of the 9 major tribes of Medusa should be here. If you don't enter the temple, I'm afraid there will be no chance. Never mind, King Xianling murmured in his heart. Then just after the voice fell, a flame suddenly appeared in the pupil, and a very strange flame appeared on the body. This flame was fiery red, and when it just covered Xianling King's body, an unparalleled terrifying aura suddenly burst out. Holy Yang! Among Xiao Yang and the others who were hiding in the dark, Mu Yingying suddenly opened her mouth, and a trace of madness and shock appeared in her beautiful eyes. Calm me down. Although Xiao Yang also felt that the flames on King Xuanling's body were not simple, there was no such big movement as Mu Yingying. However, although Xiao Yang didn't know what happened, from Mu Yingying's expression, he also knew the importance of the matter. I'm going. Mu Yingying endured her madness, and then her lips moved slightly, and a stubbornness emerged in her voice. No, that's a battle between the Peak-Do Emperor, you will only die if you go like this. Xiao Yang shouted loudly, and then the huge soul force instantly suppressed Mu Yingying, who had just stood up. Let go of me. Mu Yingying changed her previous weakness, and an azure blue flame instantly filled her delicate body. His grandma's. Xiao Yang cursed loudly, but was extremely shocked in his heart. Ever since Mu Yingying broke through the 5-star Do Emperor, the azure blue holy flame on her body made Xiao Yang quite jealous. Although it is not clear what the difference is between the strange fire and the holy flame, Xiao Yang clearly felt that the new flames in his body, which were fused with 23 kinds of strange fires, gave off a sense of fear when the fiery red flames emerged from the Xianling King's body. Although it was extremely weak, it was discovered by Xiao Yang. The next moment, with the time when the blue flames appeared on Mu Yingying's body in front of him, the strange fire in Xiao Yang's body couldn't help shaking violently. This kind of feeling is like encountering something extremely powerful. Xiao Yang has never encountered such a thing before, but now is not the time to think about it, and no matter how she struggles, she immediately grabs Mu Yingying by the hand. What happened? Xiao Yang also knew that this Mu Yingying was weak, but she was soft and not hard. In a place where strong people gathered, if there was a little conflict, then she would be exposed to the public's eyes, and she would only end up in the game. It would be quite miserable. The flame on King Xuanling's body belongs to my brother. Mu Yingying also regained her composure under Xiao Yang's shock, and then said with a bite of her silver teeth. Your brother? Didn't you say that you came out to find your brother? Xiao Yang was suddenly surprised. Although he didn't know Mu Yingying's details, out of intuition, Xiao Yang believed that she was not lying. However, even if Mu Yingying tried her best to suppress the holy flame on Mu Yingying's body, Xiao Yang could vaguely feel a wave of fear. And the flame emerging from King Xianling is probably also a kind of holy flame. No, the flame on the Xianling King's body is extremely terrifying, but it doesn't seem like a holy flame. Xiao Yang pondered a little, and his dark pupils suddenly stared at the Xianling King in mid-air. Although he didn't know why, Xiao Yang always felt that the flames on King Xuanling's body seemed to be wrong. Well, Mu Yingying heard the words, her slender eyebrows flashed, and then she stared at Shenling King. Although the fiery red flame on Shenling King's body was extremely terrifying, Mu Yingying felt that what Xiao Yang said was true. Not false. That's really the smell of holy flame, but it seems to be much weaker. Mu Yingying opened her mouth slightly, and a surprise emerged. Let's just wait and see what happens. Xiao Yang hesitated for a while, then said, yes. Mu Yingying calmed down when she heard the words. Obviously, no matter what she did at the moment, she couldn't change the current situation. It's just that Mu Yingying's lips moved slightly. If there is something wrong with my brother, even if you are a peak-do emperor, I will make you pay the price. The slightly ridiculous words came out of Mu Yingying's mouth, but Xiao Yi, who was beside her, noticed something different. What exactly is this Mu Yingying? Xiao Yi knew that this Mu Yingying was definitely not empty talk. The power of the blue holy flame on her body was as powerful as the 8-star Do Emperor level fire elf Xiao Yi. Wei feels a lot of pressure. After Xiao Yang comforted Mu Yingying, he casually glanced at Tang Tang and a few people not far away. They were now watching the battle in the sky intently, and they didn't notice anything unusual about Xiao Yang and the others. After Xiao Yang finished everything, he also cast his eyes on the Shenling King, because with his excellent perception, Xiao Yang could vaguely feel that the energy between this world was being rapidly swept away by the Shenling King. Gathered. Baby, this little girl's life experience doesn't seem to be simple. Behind Xiao Yang, the ancient ruler of Yi Huaheng moved slightly, and the dragon inside it turned into a dragon soul, staring at Mu Yingying, and Shenling Wang is constantly thinking. Now that the battle has reached the white-hot stage, the powerhouses of the other 8 tribes will come here soon. King Shenling, you seem to have missed it this time. Beneath the desert, the anger said with a gloomy smile. What is there in the temple that actually makes me feel a little uneasy? Next to Enyu Dong, a figure shrouded in ghostly energy slowly said in his heart. This person is the person from the Soul Palace. Little Z. The deafening voice slowly echoed in the sky. The sky filled with purple attacked on the 6-color light shield, and then the 6-color light shield, the original strong fighting spirit defense, was shattered a little bit. With the last sound, the 6-color fighting chi suddenly shattered, and then the purple energy attacked the 6 people abruptly. Humph. Just when the chills appeared in the hearts of the 5 people, the medicine core tried his best, and a soul force emerged, directly hitting the purple energy. With the emergence of this soul power, the purple energy of the destructive power has been weakened a lot, otherwise, their end will be extremely tragic. Cough, cough. Fan Yu and his group were all spitting out a mouthful of blood, and then their breath wilted a little, but the medicine core went into a coma after the purple energy disappeared. It looks like this is obviously too much consumption. Damn it. Fan Yu broke out in a cold sweat. Just at the end, if it wasn't for Yao Xin's soul power, I'm afraid this group of people would not end up like this. Xian Wanxin, protect her. Fan Yu directly picked up the medicine core, and then gently handed it to Xian Wanxin. Blue and White Snake, it's time for us to end the grievances between our Shenling royal family and you for so many years. Fan Yu took heavy steps, and then walked away to the grief-stricken Blue and White Snake. Xiao Zi, Xiao Zi. The Blue and White Snake roared up to the sky, and a deep pain emerged in its eyes. Bang bang bang. A series of 3 mouthfuls of blood spurted out, and then the Blue and White Snake's strength, which was as powerful as a 5-turn 9-star Do-D, suddenly diminished. In a short period of time, it was weakened to the strength of a 9-star Do Emperor. It seems that your companion spirit snake has truly fallen, and your origin has also been shaken. I'm afraid you won't be able to advance even in your entire life. The eyes on the side opened their mouths slightly, obviously sympathizing with the Blue and White Snake. After all, this companion snake is like a heart to the snake people. That's how the battle is. Xian Wanxin held the medicine core in his hand, and then spoke slowly. Let's do it. Solve the problem that the Blue and White Snake is going to stop the colorful swallowing python and let King Shenling enter the temple, otherwise there will be no time. Qing Mubei's lips moved slightly. It's over, Blue and White Snake. Fan Yu raised his palm, a silver-white dazzling fighting spirit emerged, and the complete strength of the 8-star Do Emperor emerged, and then attacked the Blue and White Snake lying on the ground with no master. Blue and White Snake, why are you bothering? A light hum emerged from the desert. With the appearance of this voice, Fan Yu's terrifying attack instantly turned into dust, but at this time, beside the Blue and White Snake, there was a stalwart figure. Appear slowly. It was a man who appeared impressively. The man's appearance was extremely delicate, and his extremely sturdy figure indicated extraordinary strength, but for some reason, although he was a man, his pupils were as bewitching as a woman. 8-star Do-D is complete. Fan Yu murmured, obviously feeling a chill from the man in front of him. My Lan, Xiao Zi has fallen. When the blue and white snake saw the visitor, there was no fluctuation in the snake's pupils, and she spoke softly. I have already said that, although there is such a slight chance to break through to the immortal fighting by choosing the cultivation of the companion spirit snake, the price is too huge. My Lan said slightly. It seems that your strength will never improve. My Lan carefully sensed the body of the blue and white snake, and found that there was nothing serious, except that the fall of the companion spirit snake shook the origin and caused the strength to decline. Xiaozi won't come back. What's the use of strength? After this battle is over, I will resign. Blue and white snake said, obviously already decided. Let's talk about it when it's over. Next, just watch from the side. Mai Lan finished speaking, and then changed her gentle appearance, opened her eyes, exuding a strange power, and stared at Fan Yu's group in front of her. It was you who injured my wife and daughter. Mai Lan snorted coldly, and then a monstrous aura emerged. Such aura. Could it be Mai Lan from the charming snake tribe? Mu Chenfeng, who was beside him, heard the words and said in a deep voice. Good boy, it turns out to be you. Mai Lan's eyesight, he noticed Mu Chenfeng's small movements at a glance, and immediately locked his eyes tightly. I can't wait to eat Mu Chenfeng. It's too arrogant for an 8-star Do Emperor to be a complete powerhouse. Kill him. Fan Yu finished speaking, and then the same complete strength of the 8-star Do Emperor suddenly emerged. I'll hold him back, look down, and do it. Target blue and white snake. Fan Yu snorted coldly, burst into flames, and walked away at Mai Lan. Little bastard, I'm going to kill you today. Mai Lan said fiercely to Mu Chenfeng, and then turned her head to look solemn at the oncoming Fan Yu. In any case, this Fan Yu is a genuine 8-star Do-Di, and the two of them are evenly matched. If there is any relaxation, I am afraid that the victory or defeat will happen in an instant, so my Lanya can only focus on Fan Yu. As for Mu Chen, that boy Feng, I can only deal with him later. Among their charming snake tribe, Mai Lan and Mei Ye are extremely affectionate, and the daughter born by the two is naturally very dear, but it is unexpected that they will be held hostage by this Mu Chenfo. Although it's not a big problem, for the Medusa Clan who have always protected their shortcoming, this is nothing short of a great shame, so Mai Lan definitely wants to get the scene back. Hey! Seeing this, the blue and white snake also recovered from the state of sadness, because she knew that if she collapsed, then this battle might cause their Medusa family to suffer heavy losses, even directly fall in the desert. Take your life. Although Qingmu was a woman, she was also a powerhouse with the perfection level of the 8-star Do Emperor. He immediately activated a huge battle chi, the Do Chi gathered in the palm of his hand, and suddenly walked towards the blue and white snake, facing the blue and white snake. The deadly place to go. Just because you want to kill me? Blue and white snake snorted coldly, and then the figure suddenly moved. But the next moment, the blue and white snake realized that something was wrong. When the blue and white snake was running its fighting chi, the speed of the fighting chi in the body clearly slowed down, causing the blue and white snake's speed to be extremely slow, and it was instantly attacked by the eyes. A mouthful of blood spurted out, and a trace of fear finally appeared in the pretty face of the blue and white snake. The blue and white snake felt dead at this time, and it was the first time that it was so close to him. The fall of the accompanying spiritual snake caused the blood in my body to shake, and the strength to shake. Although the current strength has dropped to the strength of a first-turn 9-star Do Emperor, in fact, I am afraid that even the powerhouses in the early stage of the 8-star Do Emperor can't be defeated. Blue and white snake carefully analyzed the injury in his body, and then said slowly, "This blow will end you." After he finished speaking, his whole body became extremely bright, a dazzling light emerged, and then turned into a huge energy around him. Blue and white snake. The green snake on the side shouted loudly, obviously wanting to save the blue and white snake. You'd better take care of yourself first, Xian Mo said abruptly, and then began to deal with him. Although Xian Mo can't take this turn to become a 9-star Do Emperor, it's still okay to delay. Die. He raised his jade hand, and the dazzling energy turned into raindrops all over the sky, and then floated away towards the blue and white snake. In a short moment, those crystal raindrops suddenly gathered around the blue and white snake, and then a rare smile emerged from the corner of his mouth, and the jade hand suddenly held it. With the sudden grasp of the jade hand, the crystal raindrops surrounding the blue and white snake in the sky instantly attached to the blue and white snake. Susu, I am the captain of the Medusa Snake Guard, aren't you? the younger generation who can kill at will. At the moment when the crystal raindrops appeared, a black and white color appeared. When I opened my eyes, I saw an old man. He looked very plain and simple, but the power of life and death around him was particularly striking. 9-star Dodi. A heavy look appeared in his eyes. Obviously, an extremely dangerous aura emerged from the old man in front of him. What was reflected in the pupils of the eyes was an old man dressed in plain grey clothes. The old man's dull and unwavering pupils flickered slightly, and a fierce aura emerged from his brows. As soon as the old man appeared, he slowly stretched out his old palm, and then the deadly terrorist attack he was looking at was instantly disintegrated. Old snake. Seeing this, the blue and white snake couldn't help being shocked. Don't worry, my Medusa clan can be destroyed without the Xianling royal family. The old man who was called Snake Old Man by the blue and white snake said coldly. Asshole. 2 of the strongest among the 9 major tribes of Medusa have arrived. A charming snake tribe, Mylan, who is a perfect 8-star Do Emperor, has already fought with Fanyu. As for the one in front of him, I am afraid that the least powerful person has entered the level of a 9-star Do Emperor. Mu Chunfeng's pupils were on the side. Shrinking tightly, a fear filled his heart. Calm down, that blue and white snake has no fighting strength now. Even if it recovers in the future, its strength will not be as strong as before. Now we are facing the leader of one of the 9 major tribes of Medusa. And as far as I know, among the 9 major tribes, there are only 3 leaders whose strength has reached the terrifying level of the 9-star Do Emperor. Ink Snake Tribe, Avenger Tribe and Snake King Tribe. The old man in front of him is probably the leader of the Snake King Tribe. Known as the Snake King, he is said to be a genuine 4-rank 9-star Do Emperor. Mu Chen, who was calm on the side, spoke slowly, and there were always wood-type characters around him. Do Chi, defending against some sudden aftermath from the other 2 battles. Humans. Really ruthless. The Snake King slowly spread out a trace of strength to probe the inside of the blue and white snake, and found that the terrifying wounds in the blue and white snake's body, and even the companion spirit snake had disappeared without a trace, so he couldn't help but get angry. The companion spirit snake is no different from the heart to their snake people. The fall of the companion spirit snake will, to a large extent, directly cause the death of the Medusa snake team captain, or shake the foundation. The blue and white snake in such a state has lost any combat power. I am afraid that it will recover in the future, and its strength will only stay at the level of a 9-star Do Emperor, and it may even leave some dark diseases. You will pay for this. The Snake King was angry, and his pupils, which had not fluctuated at all, suddenly turned hideous after learning that the blue and white snake was injured on Seven's body. Damn it. Stop him. Qingmubei's lips moved slightly, resisting the waves of weakness in her body, facing the crowd. Mu Chen and the others in the desert looked at each other, then burst out with a terrifying aura, and instantly rose into the air, surrounding the old snake. King Xianling. Hurry up, we can't hold it any longer. With his beautiful eyes moving slightly, a small force moved towards Xianling King, and then without hesitation, Mu Chen and the others concentrated on dealing with the old snake in front of him. A group of human beings who don't know the heights of the sky, today, let you taste the power of our Medusa family. The Snake King snorted coldly, and then black and white terrifying rays of light appeared on the old hand. The light of one black and one white hue clearly represents the power of life and death. Although the power of life and death of this old snake is not as strong as that of the blue and white snake before, but when dealing with the blue and white snake before, the special soul suppression of the drug core caused the blue and white snake to not fully exert its strength. It's just that the medicine core at this time has already fainted due to the excessive use of soul power. Without the special soul power of the medicine core to reduce the power of the powerful enemy, the faces of the few people who looked at them all appeared dignified. Just delay the time, and wait until King Xianling defeats the 7-colored sky-swallowing python. His eyes moved, and a message spread through the minds of the surrounding people. Yes. After hearing the words, several people nodded immediately, and then a huge force emerged, facing the snake and leaving. Has the powerhouse of the Medusa clan already arrived? Mylan, the leader of the charming snake tribe, the 8-star Dodi is complete, the Snake King Old Man in the Snake King tribe, the 4-turn 9-star Dodi. Forget it, this energy is almost enough. Xianling laughed at himself, and then his pupils looked at the colorful swallowing python in front of him. In the sky at this time, Yimo and Xianming's auras were floating in the air. Obviously, after a long period of fighting with this colorful swallowing python, even with the strength of the 2 9-star fighting emperors, they still felt slightly powerless. Big guy, are you alright? Qingyang on the 7-colored swallowing python, seeing the seven-colored swallowing python constantly fighting with the two old men in front of him, his solid body couldn't help but feel a little illusory. The seven-colored swallowing python heard the words, the snake-letter child stretched out slightly, and then his pupils stared at the Xianling king suspended in midair. Previously, due to Yi Mo and Xian Ming's constant attacks, the seven-colored sky-swallowing python could only defend passively. With the addition of the seven-colored sky-swallowing python, who had to protect Qingyang, the power that really belonged to it could not burst out immediately. Little Z. A grief-stricken voice echoed in the sky, and then the seven-colored swallowing python lowered its head and saw the purple snake falling and the blue and white snake's strength plummeting. Qingyang, who was on the seven-colored swallowing python, also heard this hysterical call, and a trace of heartache emerged from his heart. Big guy. Resolve them. Then Qingyang saw the blue and white snake beside him, and the two of them appeared. Based on his feeling, Qingyang could be sure that the two of them were also from the Medusa family, but Qingyang was very concerned about the Xianling royal family. The group is quite dissatisfied with the injury to the blue and white snake. After all, although the time spent together is very short, it is not difficult for Qingyang to discover that this blue and white snake is an extremely good leader. At this time, the blue and white snake is like this, which makes Qingyang feel the importance of power even more. That guy is very strong. The giant snake mouth of the seven-colored sky-swallowing python opened slightly then, a vigilance emerged from the snake's pupils, staring intently at the man who was under the protection of Yi Mo and Xian Ming. Under the Xianling king, at this moment, King Xianling, the fiery red flames around him were extremely thick. The thickness seems to be comparable to that of the turbid lake water. What kind of power is that? Qingyang raised her delicate face slightly, and then saw King Xianling. Since ancient times, snake people have been cold by nature and like dampness. When seeing the flames around King Xuanling's body, a touch of fear was born from the bottom of Qingyang's heart. Are you done? The powerhouses of the 9 major tribes of Medusa have arrived. If they don't retreat, they will suffer heavy losses, Yi Mo said with a sullen face. Obviously, he had just fought against the seven-colored swallowing python, and he had already made him as powerful as a leaf. Modu felt a little tired, but fortunately, the seven-colored sky-swallowing python was very spiritual. If it wasn't for the seven-colored sky-swallowing python insisting on protecting Qingyang on that body, Yi Mo and Xian Ming would have already been defeated. The remnant soul of a colorful swallowing python also wants to block this king. King Xianling snorted coldly, and then an arrogant aura like the king of the world suddenly erupted from his body. At the moment when this power erupted, the Xianling king's body was fiery red, and the surrounding space was slightly shattered, and terrifying small vortexes formed by fiery red flames came into being. The colorful swallowing python stared at the whirlpools beside Xianling king. A chill surged into his heart. Ha ha ha. King Xianling burst out with laughter. The fiery red color all over his body continued to emerge from his body, as if an endless black hole was extremely terrifying. Although the seven-colored swallowing python didn't know what the King Xianling wanted to do, but as the seven-colored swallowing python's intuition and perception of danger, the seven-colored swallowing python clearly felt a sense of death from the King Xianling in front of him. The fluctuations spread from the depths of my heart. Around the shrine of the whole body by Ze, 3 huge battles are going on in full swing. What is that? The space hidden by Elder Zhu stood up at the same time, and then Elder Zhu's lazy eyes suddenly shrank tightly, staring at the body of King Xianling in the sky. To be precise, it was the fiery red flame on King Xianling. Yang Kai. A chill emerged from old Zhu's heart. No, although this flame is fiery and true, its power is much weaker. Strange. Zhu Laro was worthy of being a half-immortal level powerhouse, and the next moment he discovered that the flame on Xianling King's body was stronger than Xiao Yang's strange fire is even more terrifying, but it is far from reaching the level of holy flame. Could it be the Xianling King? A crazy thought emerged from old Zhu's mind. Elder Zhu has a wealth of experience, so naturally he knows that swallowing the blood of the python has the power to suppress the holy flame through a special technique. Damn it. If this is the case, then even if it is the danger of being seriously injured and falling, I, Zhu Jin, will destroy your Xianling royal family. After Zhu Laro finished speaking, he stared at the terrifying battle. Once the Medusa Clan is in a real crisis of life and death, Elder Zhu will take action without hesitation. After all, let's not talk about the inexplicable relationship between the Funxiang Pavilion and the Medusa family. Just relying on the relationship between the Funxiang Pavilion and the Xianling royal family, it is impossible for Zhu Laro to let the Xianling royal family succeed. Colorful swallowing python. If it were your original body, this king might still be afraid of you for 3 points, but now you are just a remnant soul. A mere remnant of the soul, even with the strength of Do Di's peak, you still want to block this king. The remnant soul is what it should look like. Disappear. King Shenling sneered at the colorful swallowing python not far away. Who wins and who loses, but it's not certain. The colorful swallowing python shouted up to the sky, and a proud and unyielding aura suddenly emerged. Hua vortex strangulation. King Shenling didn't talk nonsense. His voice suddenly increased by a few decibels, and then the countless fiery red flames all over his body slowly fell off from King Shenling, and then converged in front of him into a sky-shattering flood dragon. The whole body of the Jiaolong was flaming red, and its body was extremely transparent. With the appearance of the Jiaolong, the space in the air collapsed instantly, and then the Jiaolong suddenly entrenched on the Shenling king. The dragon is possessed. Colorful swallowing python, don't die. A roar resounded through the sky. Seeing this, the seven-colored sky-swallowing python showed a strange look of 7 colors in the snake's pupils, and then instantly threw Qingyang out of his body. His pupils suddenly opened, and the bodies of each of the 7 colors on the body violently wriggle. A desolate voice emerged from the mouth of the 7-colored swallowing python, and then when Qingyang had just left the 7-colored swallowing python, the 7 colors of the 7-colored swallowing python's body, one after another. The power of completely different nature burst out in an instant. The monstrous aura of destruction accompanied the 7-colored swallowing python, and then its snake pupils froze at the Shenling king. Beast. Die. Seeing this, King Shenling nodded slightly satisfied. The reason why King Shenling didn't act immediately was not to let that Qingyang leave, but the red dragon that was entrenched beside King Shenling. When Jiaolong first appeared, his pupils were colorless. As he kept entrenched beside Shenling king, traces of black energy poured into the figure of the red flood dragon. The red flood dragon's pupils suddenly opened, and a force of destruction emerged. Go! King Shenling waved vigorously, and then the terrifying red flood dragon, like lightning, slashed across the sky in an instant, leaving behind only terrifying flames of energy. Silk. The huge body of the 7-colored sky-swallowing python suddenly moved, and the huge snake tail was filled with 7-color light, and then directly confronted the red flood dragon. Big guy. Qingyang naturally knew the plan of the colorful swallowing python. The 7-colored swallowing python was going to work hard, because from the vague fluctuations just now, Qingyang found that even if it was as powerful as the 7-colored swallowing python, when dealing with the fiery red flame on Shenling king's body, there was always a problem. Feeling of powerlessness. That's why the colorful swallowing python sent Qingyang away, because it knows that with the power of its remnant soul alone, it cannot compete with the profound spirit king in front of him. Boom boom boom. Circle after circle of destruction like sparks continued to spread from the battle between the colorful swallowing python and the red dragon. As expected of the temple guardian beast of the Medusa clan, Yi Mo and Shen Ming, who were on the side, stepped back several dozen steps, after all, in order to prevent the aftermath of the battle from affecting the two of them. It's just that the pupils of the two of them suddenly sank. They all know that in the 7th floor of the Shenling royal family underground palace, except for the 1st to 5th floors that people like them can enter, as for the 6th and 7th floors of the most mysterious underground palace, although they all know it, they have never entered. In the entire Shenling royal family, the only people who can enter the last 2nd floor of the underground palace are Qin Tian and Shenling king, and they are still extremely mysterious people. In addition, even Yi Mo, who has reached the 4th rank and 9-star Do Emperor, can only enter the 6th floor. From this, it can be seen that there must be an amazing secret hidden in the 7th floor of this underground palace. The fluctuations in King Shenling seem to be related to the things held in the 7th floor of the underground palace. Yi Mo stepped back instantly, and then thought deeply. Obviously, Yi Mo also found that this time he went to the Medusa family. It is said that it is to weaken the strength of the Medusa family and prevent it from giving birth to strong men, but in fact it does not seem to be the case. Old Yi, what should we do now? Shen Ming, who was on the side, naturally found something wrong, but Yi Mo didn't speak, and Shen Ming didn't have the courage to make his own decisions. Just wait and see. After all, this colorful swallowing python is just a remnant of the soul. Under the terrifying offensive of King Shenling, I'm afraid it won't last long. Just wait. Yi Mo said in a low voice. When Shen Ming heard the words, he also saw that Shenling's face was hideous, and more fiery red fighting energy was continuously injected into the red dragon that was stalemate with the 7-colored swallowing python. The 7-colored swallowing python let out a long howl in the sky, and a pain in the eyes of the snake emerged. Obviously, this red dragon is not scary. What is scary is the strange power of flame on its body. The power of flame is constantly eroding. The body of the seven-colored swallowing python made the illusory body of the seven-colored swallowing python go down, letting out a roaring roar. The seven-colored sky-swallowing python roared from top to bottom, and waves of extremely dazzling seven-colored power continuously poured into its huge snake tail. CC. The fiery red flame power on the red flood dragon seems to be quite restrained against the seven-colored sky-swallowing python. With the huge fighting spirit injected by the Shenling King, the red flood dragon screamed in the sky, and then its huge mouth suddenly opened. Ha! The next moment, the red flood dragon directly swallowed the colorful swallowing python into its belly. Big guy, bye. Qingyan's pupils returned to their normal appearance, and then he slowly waved at the colorful swallowing python. A drop of eyes appeared in his pupils, and then without hesitation, he ran towards the blue and white snake. Boom! The red flood dragon suddenly swallowed the seven-colored swallowing python, and then above the transparent body, the eyes of the seven-colored swallowing python were slightly closed, and a dead silence appeared on the seven-colored swallowing python. The red flood dragon had just swallowed the colorful swallowing python, and the fiery red flames kept gathering away. In just a few breaths, the figure of the colorful swallowing sky became illusory, as if it would disappear at any time. The red flames kept biting the body of the seven-colored swallowing python. The seven-colored swallowing python did not make any confrontation, and let it bite. It's not quite right. Shenling changed his arrogance just now, and suddenly felt a little uneasy. Let's die together. The seven-colored swallowing python was silent for a while, and then a bright seven-colored light ball suddenly appeared in the mouth of the snake. The seven-color light ball just appeared, and an extremely terrifying energy spread from it. Feeling like this seven-colored light ball should be the last bit of power left by the seven-colored swallowing python. Boom boom boom. The seven-color light ball just emerged, the red flood dragon struggled violently, and a wave of fear suddenly radiated from the Shenling King. You want to pull me too? King Shenling snorted coldly, and suddenly cut off the connection with the red Jiaolong, and then Yi Mo and Shen Ming looked at each other around. The monstrous fighting chi formed a defensive shield in front of the three. Boom boom boom. The seven-color energy light ball suddenly exploded, and the terrifying power of destruction continued to sweep away, but it did not cause much injury to the Shenling King and the three. After all, the seven-colored swallowing python was already at the end of the force. The final self-destruction was just to drag the fiery red flood dragon all over the body to die together. Have you finally destroyed this remnant soul? As the last trace of the seven-colored sky-devouring python in front of him dissipated in this world, Shen Ming spoke slightly bitterly. In this battle, the three of them seem to have won, but if the remnant soul of the seven-colored swallowing python in front of them is replaced by the main body of the seven-colored swallowing python, the three of them will probably end up alone, but fortunately, what they are dealing with just a remnant. Fortunately, it's just a remnant of a soul. Shen Ming also said with relief. It's just that before Shen Ming took a breath, a ray of light suddenly appeared on the wall of Bai Zi, the temple of Medusa not far away, and shot at Shenling King and the three. Defeat the guardian beast, you can enter the temple. A majestic voice sounded from the hearts of Shenling King and the three. In a short instant, the three kings Shenling followed the guidance of the light and merged into the white-colored temple. After all this was done, the white-colored temple seemed to be quiet again. Someone actually entered the temple. The old Snake King showed an incredible look, and then he was even more shocked. This Medusa temple does not mean that you can enter by entering. If there is no communication between the extremely large external forces and the power in the temple, I am afraid that with brute force alone, the strong fighting immortals may not be able to open it. Moreover, in this Medusa temple, there have long been rumors that anyone who can enter will either live or die. Other than that, nothing else. Bastard human. The Snake King scolded a few short words, and the aura on his body suddenly soared. This appearance is obviously absolutely real, and the battle is over. Be careful. The eyes on the side also noticed the dazzling fighting spirit in the Snake King's body like a surging river, and immediately spoke to the people around him. As soon as the voice fell, the Snake King and Qingmu were fighting each other. Although the strength of the Snake King has reached the 9-star fighting emperor, after all, the strength of the few in front of them is not weak, plus some tyrannical fighting skills and cooperation with each other, there is a vague phenomenon that can drag the Snake King. Damn it! Fan Yu, who was on the side, also noticed the disappearance of King Shenling, but there was nothing unusual in his heart. This time, he came only to enter the temple of Medusa. Now, the Shenling King, Yi Mo and Shen Ming, the three 9-star Do Emperor powerhouses have all entered the temple, and their purpose has long been achieved. Looks like it's time to retreat, otherwise the 9 major tribes of the snake people will arrive, and I'm afraid they won't be able to leave. Fan Yu thought while resisting Malin's extremely terrifying attack. Retreat. A signal of silver vindictiveness appeared on Fan Yu's body, and then it split into several strands, heading for the people of the Xianling royal family around here. With the appearance of this information, everyone nodded slightly, and then prepared to launch a blow to cover up their retreat. Retreat. What a joke. The blood of the companion spirit snake of this semi-immortal level powerhouse must be extremely delicious. Xuanmo just wanted to refuse, and a huge message suddenly emerged from Fan Yu. Alas, it seems that we can only wait for the next time. Xian Mo sighed slightly. Although the green snake in front of him was the time of the first turn Do Di under the strange ghost-like fighting spirit on Xuanmo's body, he was faintly struggling. Killed by the mysterious demon. Why did their aura suddenly increase? Why is this? The green snake spoke slightly, and then before he could hesitate, he was attacking with the mysterious demon. Until this time, the atmosphere of everyone in the Xianling royal family was skyrocketing, and then the offensive was even more terrifying. It seems that the Xianling royal family is about to retreat. The three of Solomon spoke slowly, and then a thought suddenly appeared in their hearts. This King Xianling doesn't know why he entered the Medusa Clan, but now the strength of their Xianling royal family is only that of Qin Tian. As for the others, the strongest strength is only the level of the 8-star Do Emperor consummation. After this battle, the powerhouse of the Xianling royal family is out of control. This seems to be our chance. Liu Quan's face, which was covered by the black cloak, suddenly let out a very strange expression. The laughter is extremely eerie, it makes people shudder. 3 sect masters, you mean? Yong Wei next to Liu Quan seemed to understand something, and then said, "This time, we will not be busy dealing with the Funxiang Pavilion. After all, the Xianling royal family has made a big move this time to die in the lonely desert. In order to enter the Medusa temple, it seems that this is our chance," Liu Quanzai said. Opportunity? But the Xianling royal family and our Solomon still have a lot of cooperative relations. If we tear our faces at this time, I'm afraid it will not be good for both of us. Song Li thought after thinking. The so-called opportunity, the so-called alliance, is just a blank piece of paper. The sect master has been dissatisfied with the Xianling royal family for many years, but the existence of the Xianling royal family has not taken action. If we succeed this time, this mysterious the heritage of the Ling royal family will be indifferent, and maybe the sect master will reward you for it. Liu Quan said. It's just that when Liu Quan spoke about the head of the door and the Xianling royal family, there was obviously a little more fear in his voice. Obviously, these two are probably the strongest in the entire Solomon and Xianling royal family. Since that's the case, you can give it a try. Song Li and Yong Wei were shocked when they heard the words, and then there was a fiery glow in their pupils. If this time is successful, then the status and strength of the two of them will increase by leaps and bounds. This video will end here.